Hi, I'm Miro. I'm a TNT champion.
This is Rachel Ellerine, the queen of strong smile.
I'm Eric Bischoff.
Live events, all right? When the WWE comes on the holiday tour, when they come to Ireland.
Or Davy Boy without hair braids.
As a fan with braids, as his daughter without braids.
And you
Are watching
WrestleSlam.
WrestleSlam.
And you're watching WrestleSlam.
Right, Rich, it's an absolute honour to have you on with us. Greetings from Ireland. We're massive fans as always. I'm going to mention a name straight away, Mr. Christian Cage. What's your take on Christian Cage? And he's got your gold belt around that waist.
Man, the thing is, I'm not somebody who's willing to harp on the past. I feel like Kenny Omega, he beat me, not fair and square. There was just a little bit of shenanigans going on. But at the end of the day, he beat me for that world championship. And Christian Cage, he was able to do something that I wasn't. And he was able to beat the best bout machine for the Impact World Championship. And my thoughts on Christian, I think he's somebody that goes in there, he busts his ass. He's proven it once before by leaving, one of the top companies in the world based out of New York, baby. And he came into TNA and became the NWA World Champion, one of the most illustrious championships in this sport. And then not only that, became a TNA World Champion. And he's somebody now that it's almost like he jumped into a time machine. He looks better than he's ever did before. I'd say say that he looks better than he did in his first run in Impact. He's somebody that, I look at as he's a great leader in Impact Wrestling. And I would be so fortunate and grateful to get an opportunity at wrestling somebody that I've looked up to since I was a kid. And, I wouldn't want anybody else from AEW holding that belt. But it just feels right because Christian has helped Impact so, much in the past that, it feels right that he's the champ.
No, I love them words. Now, you name dropped AEW, Kenny Omega. Look, Forbidden Door is still a possibility. There's a lot of stuff in wrestling happening. It's quite exciting for a fan.
Yes,
what's your take on Omega? And look, we have to mention Mr. CM Punk, because Rich Swann versus CM Punk is a match that we want to see at some stage on our wrestling calendars.
Hey, man, I feel like the Forbidden Door is not only exciting for fans, it's exciting for everybody in the business. Because at the end of the day, if you're not a fan of this, just a fan or a professional wrestler, then why are you in it? And it just gets me crazy, bro. Just when CM Punk showed up, the greatest crowd reaction in a long time, maybe for this era ever, for wrestling. Like, it was something that, nobody ever thought was gonna happen. You thought that he was gonna sit back and, just chill, but AEW, they had the magic fingers and they were able to convince him to step back into that ring. And then the match that he had with Darby Allin, not only did he prove that, he can still go into that ring and kill it, it helped Darby Allin get to that next step and that next level in his career. And, just like with Kenny Omega, he was a completely different performer, but at the same time, when you step into a ring with a performer like that, it takes you to another level. It takes your game up a notch. And, just by experience, by being in the ring with Kenny, it was something that, I cherish and I'll never take, for granted. And to get a shot against CM Punk, wow. That would be a dream. And I feel like me and CM Punk could create a masterpiece.
Agree 100%.
Hey, but I know this is a long-winded answer, but if there's anybody that I'd love to get into the ring with at AEW, it's Adam Cole.
And there's history there, Rich. There's history.
Yes,
There's
sir.
no question. I know in your early days you did face Adam Cole.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. And it's somebody that I would love to get into that ring with, and just to see where we've grown as performers. Back in the day, we were very young, and we were very fortunate to be traveling to the places that we did, like Jersey All Pro, Dragon Gate, Evolve, CZW, Ring of Honor. But now to see us, uh, we've both been to the World Wrestling Entertainment. And now he's on his new venture at All Elite Wrestling. And now I've become a world champion in my own right at Impact Wrestling. And he was a world champion in WWE as the NXT champion. To have us touch after so long, I feel like we would again create a masterpiece.
Agree 100%. Now, I'm glad you
Masterpiece.
mentioned, you reverted back to the, the days where it all started, the indie scene, all them amazing organizations. How important are the fans, Rich? We know the fans are back, the Impact fans are back. It's huge, but how important are the fans, and how tough was it to have to wrestle without fans being in attendance?
The fans are number one. Like, if it wasn't for the people that support professional wrestling, we would not have the opportunity to do what we love, and that's the first thing. And when I came back, uh, it's well known as public knowledge. I broke my back, my leg, my ankle, my fib, like almost everything on my right side from the waist down. And that was in the very beginning of 2020. And I struggled, I fought, and I busted my ass to get back to that ring in 7 months. And after doing all of that, I came back to no people due to the C-19 virus. And at first it was very weird, you know what I'm saying? And then by the time I got into the ring, I looked at the camera and I looked at the red light, and behind those lenses, I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, look, hopefully there's tens and thousands of people watching this. So I'm going to go in and give every single effort that I have, every single ounce of intensity, integrity that I have, to just display that. And man, when the people came back into the building, it showed that everybody that was busting their ass and working in these empty arenas, like there was thousands of people in there, the people, they showed their gratitude, they showed their appreciation for professional wrestling when they came back, because now I'd say that professional wrestling with these people in the building are, it's hotter than it's ever been. Of course, we had the boom period, we had the attitude era, but now I don't know, what are we going to name this era? Just the pop era? Because everything is making people go, ah, you know?
It's exciting times. I'm going to throw you over to my co-presenter, Liz. She's got some great questions. I have one more at the end, but Liz, fire you away, my dear.
Liz.
Yes, thanks, Jerry. Thanks a million. How are you, Rich?
I'm very well. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Yeah, good. Can't complain, so can't complain. Listen, huge congratulations on your PWI placement.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Unbelievable. I mean, what an achievement. How, in your own words, how does it feel to be listed as one of the top 10 best wrestlers in the whole world on this planet?
Man, it's something that I never thought that I'd be able to accomplish. I didn't even have that in my mind, you know what I'm saying? And just the opportunities that I've had over the past year, I feel like I've taken it full force and busted my bubble to get this opportunity. And I'm one that's not on social media. I don't have an Instagram. I don't have a Facebook. I don't have, a Twitter. I like to deal with human interaction. I like to meet people, you know what I'm saying? Like right then and there. And that would show that I have no stake in that game. I didn't, politic. I didn't hit up Sports Illustrated and try to work a little bit of magic. And people, they have their their nuances about that list, and it's something that I woke up that day, and one of my friends from WWE, they hit me up and they said, "Bro, let me tell you something, man. Like, well deserved is something that." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, well deserved? What? Like, me and Willie, we didn't win the tag team championships. Uh, I got my butt whooped against Kenny Omega in April. What are you congratulating me about, brother?" And my wife, she comes around and she says, "Babe, you're top 10. You're over like John Cena. You're over like Randy Orton." And then it clicked. I was like, "Oh, the PWI's out? Hold on, wait a minute. You said I'm top 10?" And that top 10 list is a list of amazing professional wrestlers. And to put me at the very, top 10 of that list out of 500 people, like you said, in the whole entire world of professional wrestling, it just makes me feel great. It makes me know that everything that I've done in this business has, it's gotten me
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I think our hearts just burst for you because it's without the machine, it's without the politics, as you said, it's just pure,
Yes.
natural, raw talent, the whole thing, without any of the, let's face it, extras that, are, we leave it at that, but you know what I mean.
Yes,
You
yes, indeedy.
10 lists. Tell me, any names pop out at you that could do with a 450 splash?
Can you say that one more time?
Sure. Did
Mhm.
any names pop off that list that could do with the 450 splash?
I don't know. I don't know. I would love to get in that ring with Kenny again and 450 splash his guts
Yes,
out.
yes,
Get my belt
yes.
back. Um, but oh man, there's so many people on that list though, even in the 40s and the 50s and beyond, like Lee Moriarty, who I believe just signed a contract with AEW,
Mm.
and now hopefully he'll be able to cross the forbidden door. I've gotten to wrestle with him on the independents, and I feel like he's gonna be a really great professional wrestler in this day and age. He's gonna be somebody that people look at like a Brian Danielson or like how Nigel McGuinness was. He's going to grow in his career, and I feel like he's going to be somebody that people are going to really be watching out for. So before that happens, I'd like to 450 splash him.
Love it. I love it. And come
Yeah.
here as well. I know now I'm harping on about your ranking, but I just think it's phenomenal. I
Thank
was
you.
just gobsmacked when I saw it. Not for the reason of that, gobsmacked because it was you, but it was just that this is just pure natural and I love it.
I
Tell me,
appreciate that.
anytime your ranking is going to send like Impact Insiders and Impact Plus into the stratosphere. It is, because it's like a mecca or even a gold mine for the pure wrestling fan, your
Yes.
original diehard wrestling fan. It's just a mecca for them. It's a gold mine. So I know now there's a lot of choice. So you've got like your Impact Explosion, you've got your pay-per-views, you've got your
Mhm.
TNA. What would be the first thing you would watch if you subscribed?
The first thing I would watch would definitely be the TNA Asylum years. You had things like Low Key versus Amazing Red, things that these guys were doing that nobody was doing on TV. You've got matches like Jerry Lynn versus AJ Styles versus Low Key, which is a staple for the X division. You look at that match and they kind of set the bar for what we do. Um, Man, there's so much on there though that's just great content, especially in those asylum years. And the asylum years in Nashville, you just never knew who you would see. You would see CM Punk on TNA Wrestling back in the day. You would see guys like a Chris Hero make an appearance. Um, there's a shot on there where Delirious is on TNA. And I feel like there was a little bit of a working relationship at the time with maybe Ring of Honor. Um, but those Asylum years, man, I tell you. Oh, John Moxley, he's on there, man. Just go out and you'll see what Impact has done. Impact TNA wrestling, it's always been the spot that has been the launching pad to help people get to
Yes.
that next level, you know, and whether if you go to a different company or not, Impact Wrestling will always be a part of guys like an AJ Styles or an Amazing Red or a Jerry Lynn or a Christian who just came back, like we said, and won the world championship. Like this place is somewhere that professional wrestling really thrives.
Yeah,
And
absolutely
you
bang
can
on.
watch and you can watch it on the Impact Plus app or the Impact Insiders app on YouTube.
Yes, you can. We are absolutely going to check out the Asylum Years. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Cannot wait
Yes,
to
indeed.
watch it.
Yes,
Jerry,
indeed.
all yours again.
Yeah, so we just have one quick fan question, and obviously we're going to mention obviously the Irish and UK fans, but we had a question for you, Rich, right? We're going to name
Yes,
three
sir.
names that are TNA Impact legends: Kurt Angle, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair. You can challenge
Whew.
one in the heyday. Who would be your challenge? Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, or Hulk Hogan?
Brother, oh man, what a question. Oh my God. All right. I cried when Hulk Hogan leg dropped the Macho Man, bro, at Bash at the Beach. I was just a 5-year-old kid, okay? If I could avenge that, if I could say, let me tell you something, brother. You leg dropped your best friend, man. The guy that you traveled up and down the roads with in New York. Then you went down to Atlanta to make that big paycheck from Ted Turner and Eric. Brother, look, you hurt my heart. Why'd you do it? And I'd probably try to get the biggest box office draw, one of the biggest box office draws in professional wrestling, Hulk Hogan, and get a WrestleMania moment type, Bound for Glory type, all out type match. You know what I'm saying? Like, and make Hogan go too. If you watch Hogan's Japan days, Hogan could really go.
Yeah.
He really could. In his prime.
Yeah.
That's beanie. So that would be my answer. Hulk Hogan in his Japan prime, but still rocking the either Hollywood Hulk Hogan, like, you know, get up, but he can still run and no hip surgeries and nothing like that.
Absolutely love it. I love it. That was epic. That was box office right there. Now we have to mention, Rich, look, all of us in Ireland, the UK, we're praying that Impact announce a tour early next year, perhaps at the end of the year, who knows? We're praying. What do you have to say to all the fans? They have to watch out next year because Rich Swann is coming and Impact is coming on a UK Irish tour. Fingers crossed.
Oh, baby, I hope that we can come out there because I tell you what, over there in Ireland, England, anywhere over there in the UK, man, I'm telling you, you guys are some of the greatest fans in the world. And I've only wrestled in Ireland one time, and was it Irish Whip Wrestling?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yes, and it was some of the best times. You know what I'm saying? And to have the whole Impact roster come over there and experience something like that, I feel like they would not only along with us blow the roof off the place. I feel like the whole building would explode. So let's hope by next year or by this end of the year that they, you know, get things under control with these borders and, you know, we're able to all get back to what we love, and that's traveling and performing to the best of our abilities.
Rich, we can't wait. When you're over in Ireland again, there's a point on us. We'll take you out and we'll look after you as always. A huge thank you for a legend.
Yes, indeed.
All the best. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.